Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a podcast and safe space for Black and marginalized creatives to empower, educate, and uplift you through the final product of self and creation. Bring a homie, share with a homie, and enjoy the show. All right, welcome to Creatively Exposed. Today I have a Twitter guest, so I'm going to get to know who is George Diaz. George, tell the people who you are, what you do, what you're into.
Hi, I'm George Diaz. Like you said, I'm a up and coming podcaster. I'm on 2 shows already. And, well, I'm kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Tell me more. What do you mean, middle of nowhere?
Well, I live in the Midwest in some flyover country.
Oh, got it. You're definitely in the middle of nowhere, so you're cold.
Yeah, man, it just started snowing.
Well, I'm in Florida, so I can't really relate, but my sympathies are with you. So tell me a little bit about the shows that you're in.
Well, right now I'm in a large group thing called Something Wonderful Right Away. It's literally improv, like an improv group, but in audio format. And we have a rotating cast anywhere from, I think it's like at least 12 people.
Wow.
Going on. Just recording stuff, I think like every week. One or the other.
Okay. And so improv, so is it funny, or is it just a little bit of what everyone brings to the table?
Yeah, it's all really played for laughs. We try to be as authentic as possible in terms of trying to get prompts and stuff. We usually either get them from the Facebook group or we get it from the site called Find a Prompt, or Find a Prompt, I think it's called.
Okay. And the second one you said?
And the second one is more of like the usual podcasting format. It's a Good Idea.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Tell me more about Good Idea.
Yeah, it's a podcast about like improv and philosophy and just trying to solve everyday problems.
Okay, that's pretty neat. And I had asked you on Twitter, what does it mean to be a creative? Could you reiterate it for the people?
Word for word, or go off the cuff?
No, that's just go off of what you feel.
Being a creative, let's see. Honestly, you just gotta get your voice out there. It's something that's, at least with podcasting, it's relatively easy to do. You just grab a mic, use the one that's on your computer if you need to, get a recording software, use your phone, anything, upload it to God knows where, SoundCloud. Make a dedicated email and get it to Apple Podcasts. Do whatever. It's not really about.
So you
getting it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. It's fine. It's not really about. Well, it's about production, but it's mainly about just getting over that fear of, can I do this? Am I able to do this? Will people even listen? And that's something that I'm still struggling with my works in progress. Shows that I'm trying to get off the ground.
I know exactly what you mean. Are those your biggest hurdles?
Yeah.
When it comes to creating?
Yeah. Trying to get it out there and also just editing.
Yeah, editing is tough. So what kind of works in progress do you have?
Well, I've got about 3 or 4 right now. Yeah, it's a lot. My main pride and joy is Viva la Revolucion, a Latin American culture and history appreciation podcast.
Oh, That sounds something I'd enjoy that. Okay, I hope you get that going.
Well, I've already got the theme music. I've already got the equipment. I'm just working on it.
Okay, and research is huge, so I support this. Please let me know when it's out.
Oh, definitely.
So you have 3 podcasts in progress?
Yeah, 3 of them are works in progress.
Wow, I admire you.
Thank you. Now you got me all red in the face. Come on.
Oh no, but it sounds, just with the first one, I'm intrigued. So do you want to tell us about the second and third one?
If you don't mind, sure.
Sure, go ahead.
4 of them. All right.
Okay.
I went over VLR. I also have another one. It's kind of a parody on the generic advice podcast platform. You know, let's face it, that genre is probably the most oversaturated, right behind, if not even more than true crime podcasts.
Yeah, it's true.
It's literally going to be called generic advice podcasts, and it's just going to be a parody of the whole thing.
Okay.
Anything from
keep going, because you got me.
Anything from let's get stuff from Yahoo, like one very famous advice podcast, to let's make up some, to let's see what we can throw out from the more, let's say, fictional side of things. I just try to keep that one a bit more humorous than the other ones. Like my first original, the original concept for it was just, as I said before, a generic advice podcast. That was actually the work in progress name I had.
Right.
But then, after talking with some people, I'm like, you know what? No, I could probably take this in a different direction.
Okay.
So the name stuck, but the concept didn't.
Well, things become what they're supposed to be in time.
I also have an unnamed horror podcast that I'm trying to get up, focusing almost entirely on true experiences, eyewitness accounts and stuff like that. Anything from rumors of some sort of cults in a small town to high-profile UFO in the city.
Are we getting chupacabra stories?
Oh, most definitely. But I think that's mostly going to be on VLR. If anything, I might try to get some crossovers.
Okay, all right.
And I have Checkpoints, a gaming podcast. More specifically, a positive gaming podcast.
A positive gaming podcast.
I'd rather not focus on monetization and EA and all the stuff that makes the gaming community all not good.
These sound really, really interesting. So definitely keep me posted, because I'm into it. At least 1 through 4, whichever you get through.
Yeah, most definitely.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for guests on whichever one.
Well, I'm open, definitely. I think it's fascinating. What got you into the idea of creating your works in progress, and especially in podcasting?
Well, probably like most of the people, or at least maybe most people's introduction to podcasting. It was actually Welcome to Nightville was my first podcast I'd ever listened to. I'm like, what is this? This is weird. This is awesome. This is cool. This is unique.
Okay.
Kind of tumbled from there. I must confess, I have a podcast addiction. I have about a dozen pages of podcasts that I have subscribed to.
Oh my gosh.
And I've only listened to about 6 of them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I want to support everyone, but it's like, so there's not enough hours in the day. What made you think that you would be creating your own unique, odd, awesome situation?
Well, from middle school to like about at least 2 years ago, I used to be in band. I did both classical, I did some jazz band back in the later years. And it was great, but doing that as a job or anything more than a hobby just didn't. It honestly felt like it would suck the fun out of everything.
Yeah, that's true.
What my college professor told me, he said that I have a decent chance of getting into the local orchestra. I'm like about an hour or so away from Chicago, and he said, yeah, you could make a decent chance that if you were to use that for an audition for a Chicago Symphony Orchestra. I'm like, well, that's a big compliment, but I pretty much just after the first year of college, I dropped the classes mainly because I needed to get all my other classes out of the way.
Got you, for sure.
I needed some new outlet, and well, I was already in this Facebook podcasting group called the Bim Bambinos podcasting group. I was already making some sort of connections there. I'd asked for a not so great condenser mic.
Okay.
Actually, last Christmas, I've only used it twice, and only one of those times was actually on air.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say it did not. It's good if you want to try, but yeah, it's very not great sounding. So right now, I'm using SM58, I believe. I actually got it from a friend of mine over on I Don't Know Radio. He works in radio in outside of podcasting as well, and he's kind of a tech guy in terms of repairs and stuff for microphones and such. He had some laying around, had me pick one and send it over in about a few weeks. So,
that's pretty awesome that he had stuff laying around.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't even really be here doing any of this, speaking into a microphone, unless I wasn't asking for help.
Right. And you find help in mysterious places.
Mm-hmm. I got my podcasting debut on their podcast. It was insane.
That's really, really cool. And so you're also a voice actor?
A struggling voice actor, but yeah.
I mean, what is it that they call it? Aspiring. Aspiring is the word, I guess, for when we're struggling, but we're kind of doing the thing.
Yeah, I put that, and then I'm like, I got a message from one of my friends that it's actually another co-host on the two podcasts that I'm already on, and it's also kind of my pod boss, Aiden Kinsella.
Pod boss, okay.
He said, like, why do you have it as aspiring voice actor? If you want to be a voice actor, put in your bio that you're a voice actor.
Yeah,
that's confidence, and that's that positivity and that possibility of being a voice actor. I'm like,
sure.
You know what? I like what you think.
I like this guy.
I'm a changer. Yeah.
I like this guy.
Honestly, in short, just ask for help, and hopefully help will come.
Yeah. And, I guess stretching out the branches and looking for different places. I know today I literally was just looking for voice acting since I randomly saw something. And there were a whole bunch of tweets of different voice acting gigs. So, because I have a friend who's also a voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
Twitter is pretty cool for things like that. So I would definitely recommend that.
Shoot, I was supposed to be on a big audio drama back a few months ago until that kind of fell through. And that only was supposed to happen because of Twitter. So, hey. Yeah, I don't know if you heard about it. It was Red Wing.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it was,
I don't know.
Think like 90s Batman and Robin aesthetic with a mix with the CW aesthetic, but with Game of Thrones level content.
Huh.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, a whole bunch of
I think audio dramas. A bunch of big names, you said?
Yeah. We had one of the showrunners for Caravan on there at one point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of got plucked out of the blue for some reason, having only one experience with recording, and that was that one terrible outing with this condenser mic that I have on my counter.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that audio quality was not very good.
Well, now it looks like